and we can talk about we can talk about Rodgers
out of here.
Okay, what is the need to bring up the Yankees?
It's just stuff to bring up because
Are you kidding me? Come on, dude! This came out of nowhere!
not. Clemson is a top team. Don't start with that. Clemson's a top team, no doubt, 100%.
Unless they're on Saturday, then they might move down.
Welcome back to Go Chat. We are back with the 82nd episode, 82nd edition of Go Chat. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button. If you're not, we have a great episode for you guys today. Of course, as you know, we start every episode with the Go to the number. We're finally hitting some really good numbers, some really good football numbers. Tommy may disagree because he'll try to throw out some baseball player. We'll have to see what he goes with. But Connor, I'm going to throw it to you first. Who do you think is the greatest player to ever wear number 82?
I'm going to go with Raymond Berry. He is in the NFL Hall of Fame. He is a 6-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time All-Pro, a 2-time NFL champion, a Hall of Fame All-1950s team. In his career, he played in 154 games. In those games, he accumulated 631 receptions, over 9,000 yards, and 68 touchdowns. He played for the Baltimore Colts. And his career best season was 1,298 yards and 10 touchdowns. He had a career high of 14 touchdowns in a season. So definitely just a great career for Raymond Berry. And Baltimore Colts 20th round pick, 232nd overall pick in the NFL draft. So weird to say, but yeah, Raymond Berry here.
He was definitely a great player, being Johnny Football's number one target. Mike, who are you gonna go with?
I'm going to go with Ozzie Newsome here. He only has 3 Pro Bowls and 1 All-Pro. He is a part of the Hall of Fame, though, and a part of the Hall of Fame 1980s team. And the major reason I selected him is because he really revolutionized the tight end position, turning it more into of a receiving position than just like a blocking and just more tough and gritty position to more of a finesse position, which opened the doors for people like Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, Shannon Sharp, and now like the likes of Travis Kelce and George Kittle. I mean, Ozzie Newsome was really the first tight end of the dominant receiving tight ends. And he only had 2 seasons of 1,000 receiving yards or more, only 3 with 900 or more. But they were so underutilized back when he played in like the 70s and 80s that he had to first change the position, showing people that this position can be utilized in a much more efficient and much more dangerous way. And Ozzie Newsome was the first tight end to ever do that. So I'm going with him here.
Currently also is a 2-time Super Bowl champion as a GM of the Baltimore Ravens. Another great pick, Mike. Tommy, are you ready to throw a player out there?
I'm ready. This was tough. I was going to go with somebody else. I'll mention him later as an honorable mention. But we're going to go with John Stallworth of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Played with them from 1974 to 1987. 4-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, and he is, of course, a Hall of Famer. Put together a great career for the Steelers. And, you know, I'm a Steelers fan. I'm not like the biggest fan out there, obviously, but had to go with him today.
Great pick, Tommy. I'm going to have to agree with you there. John Stallworth is my goat of the number 82. Everything you said, Tommy, the 3 Pro Bowls, All-Pro, Comeback Player of the Year in 1984, and then the 4 Super Bowls on top of all that. Just playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the most dominant franchises that we've seen in football, playing there with Terry Bradshaw alongside Lynn Swann. The list can go on and on of great players over in Pittsburgh. So Raymond Berry, great pick. Ozzie Newsome, great pick. But I'm going to have to go with John Stallworth here. Tommy, might as well give your honorable mentions. If any of you guys have any honorable mentions too, you could throw them out now.
Yeah, well, I got to go with Brooks Kriske for this. He pitched with the Yankees in 2020, and I'm going to admit, not great, 14.73 ERA. But he's the only Yankee and only the 3rd Major League Baseball player all time to wear the number 82, which is just, you know, tremendous. So we're going to pick him as the
Hey, it's honorable mention. I'm not gonna smack my head.
That's not even like an honorable mention.
No, that's just trying to put the Yankees somewhere into our go to the number segment. Sure, three players have won it in the MLB. A 14+ ERA.
I mean, he only pitched in 4 games. That's
awful. That's
He
awful.
struggled a little. He struggled a little.
He did struggle.
But
wait, take a look at this 2021 spring training, 3.38 ERA.
Did he even make the major league roster?
He did not, but he had a chance though, but he didn't.
Everyone has a chance.
I think a better honorable mention is Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah, there you go.
Or even Jason Witten too. I mean, Witten is a really good one.
How did I totally forget about Jason Witten?
Some Cowboys fan you are.
Oh boy. Any final? I mean, heck, Delaney Walker is also a really good mention. It's not throw it out.
No, we don't need.
Hold on. How did I forget about Jason Witten right here? He might have to be my go to the number 82. I feel like a lot of people underrate Jason Witten, how good he was with Dallas. I'm sorry, I'm only going to take a little time on this. I know.
You just said Ozzie Newsome translated the tight end position for Witten.
Yeah, I mean, that's 100% correct. 11-time Pro Bowl, 2-time All-Pro. He was just such a solid safety blanket in Dallas for Tony Romo for years and years and years. Just the surest hands out of any tight end I've ever seen. But one of the best tight ends ever, Jason Witten, my guy.
One of the worst ESPN Monday Night Football commentators I've ever seen.
No, good thing he's not going to the Hall of Fame for that.
All right. Well, all the honorable mentions. Shout out to them. Number 82.
Corey Smith.
There you go. Of course, everyone. Great players. Obviously, you know, you're in the league. You're doing something right. So, any final mentions, Tommy?
You're not doing anything right with a 14+ ERA. I'm sorry.
Well, he did stuff good like prior to that.
All right. We are going to head into our next segment now. It's a baseball segment. Tommy, get excited. Unfortunately, we're not talking about that bum, but we'll be talking about some other things. So let's get right into that segment.
Welcome back to Go Chat, and we are now 2 weeks into the MLB regular season. There's been a lot of hot teams that have gotten off to hot starts, and a lot of cold teams that have gotten off to cold starts. There's definitely some of those teams in the middle here. I want to get you guys' thoughts first on the coldest teams to start the MLB regular season. I know there's going to be a lot of teams thrown out here. Matt, I'm going to start with you.
I mean, we have to go with the team that we all said was gonna make the World Series, and that's the New York Yankees. They're at a 5-8 record in the last 10 games. They're 4-6. They can't even really get a win over the Rays. I think they've gotten one, to be honest. I think, yeah. You know, they beat up the Orioles, but can we really say the Orioles are that good? I don't know. But yeah, the Yankees have got the coldest start, and I mean, there's teams with worse records, but when we're talking about the coldest start. Because you know, the Nationals have a worse record. The Rockies have a worse record. But then again, the Nationals and the Rockies have been playing the Dodgers, so you're not expecting a win there. But when the Yankees, they're so overhyped every year, and when we go out and we say that they're going to make the World Series, I know I said that too. I know I did. But when we say they're going to make the World Series, and then they come out with a 5-8 record at the bottom of the AL East, there you got the coldest start in the MLB. 2 weeks in, I expected them to be more at the top. Maybe they're playing the long game where you stay at the bottom. I don't know. That could be a baseball strat that I'm not aware of, Tommy. But yeah, they're definitely got the coldest start in the MLB after these 2 weeks.
Tommy looks absolutely freaking shocked. Mike, I'm going to swing it to you.
Coldest start is probably the Rockies, but relative to like expectations, it's got to be the Yankees 100%. I mean, their offense is absolutely anemic right now, only scoring 50 runs through 13 games, right? This is a team that we thought could have the best offense in the league with the likes of Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, Gary Sanchez. Obviously, Luke Voigt is out, but they still have plenty of weapons on offense, and they just aren't getting it done. Like, they look absolutely miserable out there, and I don't know what's going to change. They started 5-8 in 2019. Obviously, that season turned out well. before the show, Tommy said they start 5-8 and 98. But are they going to be able to turn around again? I'm sure they're going to, turn around and probably finish with the best record in the AL East. But they got to get their starting pitching much better, and they got to start scoring runs. Whether it's making lineup changes, benching some star players, just they aren't getting it done, and it's obviously it's 13 games into the season, so we're looking way too much into this, but it's just not a good start, and I'm sure they'll bounce back, but they've been the coldest team.
Tommy.
Well, I'm ready for this. So, Mike, like you said, it is 13 games, and people are reading way too much into it. I don't want to say they're reading too much into it because certainly there is cause for concern. The starting pitching has not been good in any way. I mean, you can't spin that in any direction. Garrett Cole's been the only one that's been positive for them. His ERA slightly over 1. But, you can't just have one solid pitcher, obviously. Pitching is what wins, and offense wins as well. And, they're not producing there, like you said, either. Runners in scoring position, they have just been terrible in those situations. And, like you said, terrible start. I say that they are, the slowest start of Major League Baseball right now. And I saw a stat for the first time since April 4th of 1998, the Yankees are in sole possession for the worst record in the American League, which, you think about what happened in 98, they go on to be one of the winningest teams in baseball history, 125 wins, including the postseason. So, certainly plenty of time here. But Gleyber Torres, his defense at shortstop has been, subpar to say the least so far. And, that's something that they're going to have to figure out for sure. But, I think one of the more glaring things like you touched on and I mentioned is the offense. I think they will turn around. I think they're too good not to. You see on Friday night, Giancarlo Stanton with a home run. DJ LeMahieu, he's shown signs of life, but certainly not what we've seen in previous years. And Aaron Judge, he's been okay at times, hit a couple home runs during Wednesday's game. So, there are some encouraging signs, but like you said, Mike, might need some changes. We're recording this on Saturday before the game, and Clint Frazier is now in the lineup, and he really hasn't started much, in comparison of what we thought. So, I think they will turn around because it's very early, but we'll certainly have to see.
And they're playing Glass now today too, which
yeah,
isn't a good sign. But yeah,
but this is a team that I think can turn it around in one day, so we'll see what happens. But
yeah, I would definitely agree with Tommy there that they're a team that can turn it around. And, just for the sake of having a different team here, I'm not going to go with the Yankees. I do think that the Yankees may have had one of the coldest starts, but I'm not going to go with the Yankees. I'm going to go with the Chicago Cubs. They are also with a 5-8 record currently. Their run differential is -23. They have scored 23 less runs than their pitching has allowed. And they're hitting. I mean, Mike put it for the Yankees as anemic. I mean, the Cubs hitting has been, just awful. Javi Baez is under 200 with 191. Jason Hayward at 205. Anthony Rizzo at 182. Their new free agent signing in Jock Peterson is 119, and he has 5 hits on the year with 1 home run. And he got a home run and they gifted him like a freaking air fryer or something in the dugout. Or a waffle iron, I think it was. So strange. But when the leading average on your team is a 257 by Wilson Contreras as a catcher, and catchers are slowly evolving into more of the hitting positions into the MLB. We saw it a couple years ago with Gary Sanchez. Really started with his power surge, and there was JT Realmuto, and there have been catchers in the past and Mike Piazza, but overall, catchers in the MLB have largely been a defensive position, and catchers are evolving. So even with Wilson Contreras having a 257 record or 257 average, there should be better averages on this team, and there just isn't. I'm definitely concerned for Chicago. Let me just take a quick look at their pitching stats. Their best ERA on the team is a 3.18 with Jake Arrieta, and he has 14 strikeouts in 3 games. So, we can do some math there. He's not averaging a lot of strikeouts per outing. So definitely just a little bit worrisome for Chicago. But again, 13 games into the season, definitely very easy to turn around hitting with 140 plus games left.
I mean,
why couldn't they just lose to the Brewers the other week when we picked it for goat of the week? I mean, Tommy got an easy win there, but no, the Cubs have been on a really, really slow start. When last season, obviously they were in the playoffs. Obviously, losing Darvish is not helping, but still, a very, very slow start for Chicago, definitely.
Let's take a transition here now. We're going to transition into the hottest team in baseball for the last 2 weeks. Tommy, I'm going to start with you.
For me, it's got to be the Dodgers, the defending champions. And, they are the obvious pick because at the moment they're 12-2. They've won 7 in a row, 9 of their last 10. Their run differential is plus 39. So, they haven't missed a beat. And they had a thrilling win against the Padres, on Friday night. And, that's going to be a great series as we go through the weekend here. But, for me, they're the hottest team. And I know that you guys are going with another team, the Boston Red Sox. To me, they're the most surprising team. I gave it away.
Wait for the suspense, Tommy.
Sorry, that's my bad. But, they certainly have been a surprise. And I'll let you, talk about it, and then I'll give my thoughts after. That's my bad.
I mean, go ahead, Matt.
I mean, like Tommy said, I am going to go with the Red Sox. Obviously the Dodgers have a better record, but when we're talking about the hottest start, I have to go with the Red Sox. Dodgers have been playing the Rockies and the Nationals, two of the worst teams in the National League, and also the Athletics. But, the A's are not that good. I got to get with the lingo, the baseball lingo. They're not the Athletics or the A's. But with the Red Sox, they were on a winning streak of 9, and then they decided to lose on Thursday to the Twins. But like I said, a winning streak of 9, you're doing something right. They're just beating the Twins. They're beating the Orioles, and they're beating a team the Yankees can't, the Rays. So I'm going to have to go to the Red Sox. If you want some team stats, they're second in batting average behind the Dodgers, third in hits, second in pitching wins. There we go. Just ultimately, Red Sox got the hottest start.
Okay. Mike?
It's the Dodgers here, 100%. The Red Sox have had a nice start and everything, but the Dodgers have a plus 39 run differential through 14 games. That's absolutely unheard of. While the Red Sox only have a plus 23 through 13. So unless the Red Sox score 14 runs and pitch a complete shutout, then, maybe that would change my mind, but that's just not the case here. The Dodgers have been better in every facet of the game. Matt, you just said it right there, that the Dodgers are hitting better than the Red Sox, and I'm pretty sure they're pitching better than the Red Sox too. So it's got to be the Dodgers here, 100%.
Well, I'm going to go with the Red Sox here. We can't stray away from our coldest conversation to our hottest conversation. I mean, this is based off of expectations. If that's what we're basing off our coldest teams off of, then we have to base our hottest teams off of expectations. I mean, the Dodgers were expected to be great. There was no doubt in anyone's mind that the Dodgers were going to be a darn good team every time they stepped out on the field. Now, yes, a 12-2 record to do that through 14 games with a plus 39 differential. That's amazing. I commend them for that. But Boston was expected to just come out and be sleepers the entire time. Not even show up to the field. Just swing and miss every time. And you know what? They haven't done that. They've played really good baseball, and I think a lot of this has to do with their new manager and Alex Cora. A lot of people may not agree with me there because Alex Cora is a known cheater during that whole Houston Astros scandal, but he is a good manager in the MLB, and we can see what he can do with a team. The Boston Red Sox, they really don't have a lot of great talent on their team. They have JD Martinez, who's absolutely on fire. He is hitting the crap out of the ball. They have a Xander Bogaerts. They have a Rafael Devers. I mean, and, we mentioned about run differential. They have a plus 23. And they're third in runs scored in the MLB with 75, just behind the Cincinnati Reds and the Dodgers. I just think Boston was a team that a lot of people came out on and was just like, oh, they're not even going to be in contention this season. There's no chance. They're in full rebuild mode. They got their new manager this year. Next year maybe is the time for the Red Sox to come back. No, they're playing absolutely out of their mind. JD Martinez has a 378 batting average. 378. That's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And we mentioned pitching. Nathan Eovaldi he's lights out right now. He's got 2 wins on the year, 2.08 ERA, and 14 strikeouts. Their highest ERA on the team currently and with their starters is 6 from Garrett Richards. And that's not great, but it's also Garrett Richards. And then when you're having other quality ERAs from your other starting pitchers, the Boston Red Sox are set up for success.
It's great all the stuff you talk about with the Red Sox, that they're set up for success, right? But the fact of the matter is that the Dodgers have been heads above everyone else in the MLB. First in average, first in on-base percentage, first in
that was expected.
First in OPS. I understand that that's expected, but they're totally dominating in every facet of the game. Tied for second in home runs, fourth in ERA. I mean, I understand that the Red Sox are playing really good right now, but it's just no one is touching the Dodgers right now. They're just head and shoulders above everyone else. And I understand the Red Sox have gotten off to a really hot start, but just the Dodgers have been even hotter. That's all I have to say. I'm not trying to discredit anything about the Boston Red Sox, but just because we expected the Dodgers to be really good doesn't mean that they're out of contention for hottest team in the MLB, especially when you start 12-2.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with you there. But when we're taking expectations into our coldest teams with how, the Yankees, they're the coldest team because we expected such high hopes. If we're going coldest team based off of simple record, just the Colorado Rockies, no doubt, sitting at 3-10 with the worst record in the MLB. If we're going off solely the play on the field, it's the Colorado Rockies. But if we're going off of expectations, which is what we did for our coldest teams, it's got to be the Boston Red Sox. They came out and they're just lighting it up when no one thought they would. Everyone counted them out. Because they stunk last year in a 60-game season. Everyone's like, full year, it doesn't matter. Red Sox aren't going to do anything. They're coming out and they're showing you that they can hit the ball. They're coming out and they're showing you that they can pitch the ball. They're coming out and they're showing you that they can be effective on the field. JD Martinez is hitting 378 with 5 home runs and 11 RBIs through 14 games.
I understand everything you're saying right now, but it's not like we expected them to come out here and like they're a bottom 5 team in baseball. I feel like a lot of people expected them to be around 500, right?
No one did. Do you watch MLB Network?
Think anyone really did.
People had them at the bottom of the AL East.
Well, that's ridiculous. Those people are just dumb then. Most of the people that I saw had them hovering around 500. And if you had them below the Orioles, you do not deserve to be talking about baseball on any sort of network. I'm sorry.
Tommy, what were you going to say?
See, I think Connor makes a lot of good points, but no, going into the season, I'm not sure if I talked about it on here, but I said Boston's not a terrible team. I think they still have a good core of players there, especially when Chris Sale comes back. And I think that while JD Martinez had a bad 2020, I think he still certainly can contribute. And like you said, he's hitting 378, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs. And, I don't think he's going to be able to sustain that, but it's still a solid core. Personally, I do think that I thought they were going to be around 500, and I still do. I don't think that they're set up for success in any way. I don't think that they can sustain it. Just because of the bullpen. I mean, you take a look at Adam Ottavino right now, 9.82 ERA. And, the bullpen was a weakness last year, and I don't think it's improved that much to where they're going to be able to keep this going. But like you said, with starting pitching, they've done great. Nathan Eovaldi, 2.08. Nick Pivetta, who starts today on Saturday, 3.27. And, they have played out of their minds. They've been great, like you said, Connor. I don't feel that they're going to be able to keep it going. And, maybe I'm wrong, but I see them in 3rd or 4th place because I think that the Rays are still very competitive, and I think that the Blue Jays are as well. And the Yankee team you see right now is not going to be the one that you're seeing in October, I think. So, personally, that's where I have them. But, we'll see. I mean, they've played amazing. And They have had an incredibly hot start, and I just have to give it to the Dodgers because of how dominant they've been. But in terms of the biggest surprise, it's undoubtedly the Boston Red Sox.
I don't want you guys to take my argument here and think I'm saying the Boston Red Sox they're going to win the AL East. They're going to go into the postseason. That's not what I'm saying. I don't think they're a playoff team. But when we're talking about the hottest start throughout 2 weeks of the MLB regular season, you can say it's the Dodgers. I mean, they're 12-2. But when I take into account, and I want to take into the account these expectations, and everyone expected the Dodgers to be at the top of the MLB because they're the reigning MLB champions. This was expected. They added the top free agent in Trevor Bauer, and he's pitching lights out. He looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, we could see him get another Cy Young very early on. I can say that in the season because he's just looking incredibly good. I would say Jacob deGrom, but he already has losses on his resume because the Mets just don't know how to hit the ball.
I don't even want to hear from a Yankees fan right now. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying that because I feel bad for Jacob deGrom.
I feel 10 times worse. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But and they've added all of these players and they were able to keep all of their players and they have all of these hitters and they're 12-2 and that's great. But with the crew that Boston has and the expectations that they had coming into the season, I just say they had the most hot and surprising start in the MLB.
Second that notion. Also with the Dodgers are also played the Nationals, which, come on. I mean, I say that they're really good, but we all know the truth. And then the Rockies.
They're still a good team.
Two series of the Rockies.
The Nationals are still a good team. They got a lot of pieces in their lineup.
They're not the hottest commodity in the NL in the NL East.
As of right now, no.
They're in last place in the NL East, but
I mean, to be fair, who are the Red Sox playing? They've played the Orioles 6 times, going 3 against them.
Rays and the Twins. They swept the Rays and they won 3 or 4 in Minnesota. They're 6-1 away from home.
They're both really great teams. Both really hot starts. I don't think there's a wrong answer here necessarily. I think if we keep going, Connor's going to give out the same spiel he's done like 20 times already. Connor, I love the spiel, but we got to move on. We got Go Picks coming up. Then, of course, we got to finish with Go of the Week here on Go Chat. Welcome back to Go Chat. We are back with the Go Picks. We haven't picked Go Picks really on an episode. I don't think it's been a couple weeks, but we look at the leaderboard. Connor has sitting at 11-4 currently. This is before the Ben Askren Jake Paul fight. Of course, we got some differences there. Tommy's 8-7 in second. First time he's seen second since I don't know, baseball's been back. Matt is at 7-8 in third, and Mike is at 6-9, sitting in last place. Obviously, Askren wins. He's gonna tie myself in that third place.
Come on, Funky. Let's go.
But got 4 great games for this upcoming week. First game, Monday, going back to Tampa Bay. They beat Florida last time we picked Go Picks. They're playing Carolina now, Monday night. Connor, you can't go off me or Mike. So it's probably not a shot in the dark because what team is really good. But
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, I figured you would. Tommy?
I'm going to go with the Lightning, too. I picked them a lot last year, so I'm going to keep it going.
I'm going to go with the Lightning. Vasilevsky is playing out of his mind, obviously, in that Florida game, too. Mike?
As good as Vasilevsky is, I did really obviously outside of what was it, Tuesday's game or Thursday's game?
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, with the Lightning and the Panthers. The Lightning have kind of struggled. I think they're 5-5 out of their last 10. Obviously, struggling for the Lightning is being 500, but the Hurricanes, ever since Peter Mrazek has come back, have been absolutely awesome. And Stamkos is out for the Lightning, so I'm going with the Hurricanes here.
Last time, Mike, 3v1 in hockey did not go his way. Maybe it can this time. Tuesday, we got the Yankees versus the Braves. Yankees hot topic today. Connor and Tommy, I feel like you guys are going to pick them. Connor?
I have to go with the Braves. The pitching matchup for Tuesday is going to be Jameson Taillon versus Charlie Morton. And Jameson Taillon, he hasn't looked great in his first couple starts, a 6.78 ERA. And I just think Charlie Morton, I love seeing Tommy's facial expressions. Charlie Morton, I think, can just pitch really well, and the Atlanta Bats are just going to be able to feast. They're in New York? Are they in Yankee Stadium on Tuesday?
They are. Yep.
Oh, Freddie Freeman's hitting 2 home runs.
Tommy.
I disagree. Jameson Tyone, I will say, 6+ ERA, not what you want, but he doesn't have a win yet with the Yankees. I think Tuesday's the day. And his stuff has looked increasingly better. You have to remember, this is a guy that prior to this season hadn't pitched in a regular season game in 2 years. So I think he turns around Tuesday, big game against Atlanta.
See, Connor's argument was compelling. Tommy's not so much.
Yeah. I thought that was incredibly compelling.
All right, I'll give it to you, Tommy. It was compelling, but I'm going to have to side with Connor. He's 11-4 for a reason, so I'm going to go with the Braves. Mike?
I'm going with the Braves as well. At least they're hitting the ball of the ballpark. I think they're like 4th in home runs or something like that. The Yankees have just been bad on offense and pitching wise. So.
We got 2 3v1s. First one was against Mike. Now the back is against Tommy for the second matchup. With the third one, we got the Suns and the Bucks. Obviously, these Suns are playing really well. We talked about them when they got Chris Paul. They're sitting in the second in the West, and the Bucks are obviously in third in that hot, top-heavy Eastern Conference. Connor, start with you.
Hey, you know I'm a big believer of the Suns, and I think I don't believe in the Bucks, and I just for whatever reason I don't believe in them, so I have to go with the Suns.
Tommy.
Connor's not a believer, but I'm a big believer of the home team. We're going with the Bucks. Milwaukee's going to get the win here. And, yeah, I'm ready for another win.
It's a great matchup. I'm gonna go with I'm not a huge believer. I believe more in the Suns than the Bucks. So I'm gonna go with the away team and go with Phoenix. Mike?
I'm going with the Suns too. They've just been on fire, as hot as the sun. Get it? Boom.
Another 3-1.
Tommy, your back is against the wall here.
I know.
But yeah, it's the Suns here. You know, I was deciding a couple weeks ago, Suns or Jazz, and the Suns pulled it out, so they proved me wrong. So I gotta go with the Suns here.
Yeah, I mean, the first spot is open really with Donovan Mitchell's injury. I know Conley is sitting out, and so is Gobert tonight. But Tommy, your back's against the wall. You can easily lose this number 2 spot after this week. But we got one more game. Maybe you could get your back a little not against the wall. We got the Knicks and the Hawks. That game is on Wednesday. Connor.
I love the way the Knicks are playing basketball right now. I really do. So I'm going to go with the Knicks.
Tommy.
Yeah, I got to go with New York. I mean, Jeremy Goldstein would want me to pick him, so I am. So.
Listen, I went with Atlanta Braves. Got to go with Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, no.
Mike?
I'm going to go with the Knicks here, too. They have the best defense in the league. Although the Hawks are playing really hot, too, just the Knicks defense is so good. And then Julius Randle going off the Friday night against the Mavericks really puts them over the top for me.
Another 3.
Why is this all 3v1s? It's like we're trying to
play it
right
now.
Mike and I have the same picks, so
No,
you don't.
Hurricanes.
You have Tampa.
Oh, right. Oh, man. You guys are giving me free wins out here. Giving me free wins. Give me the crown now. I want it now.
Dude, we're literally 2 weeks into the season.
Okay, we're 2 weeks into the season, and the Dodgers are 12-2.
To go.
Connor,
3-1.
you just texted us like the other day. You never capitalize. So
I don't ever capitalize.
Connor, you can get the crown for blowing leads and go picks.
Mike, do you remember season 2? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
That was one time, though. That was one time.
And you almost blew it in season 3. I don't want to hear this. We have to
almost. I won by like 2 games.
You don't have to go and we go into.
It was close.
I absolutely freaking blow my top on Michael Pewetti.
You've had a lead in every single season.
Mike, you literally had a lead going into the final 2 games of a season and lost.
Okay, it happens. What do I have to tell you?
Does happen.
Matt got a little bit lucky. What can I say?
or you just made the wrong picks. And you blew it.
Obviously I made the wrong picks.
Take
Good
your damn
observation
crown
there.
about blowing leads and shove it up your you know what. Let's go into Go to the Week. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Go Chat. We are here with the Goat of the Week. Last week, leaderboard is up. Last week, I did not win. Shocking results. Mike did win with Nick Castellanos in overtime. Connor's raising his hand. I feel this is a better Go Chat. Connor, you may go.
I cannot believe that Nick Castellanos won. And this is just a shout out to all of the fans out there that voted for Mike. You're
I
wrong.
did.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I did. In overtime, I voted.
What a sore loser, man. Oh my God.
Does anyone understand what Akil Baddoo is doing right now as a rookie in the MLB, leading the Detroit Tigers team, which is one of the worst teams in
Connor,
the freaking MLB,
Connor,
and giving them wins?
Connor, Tommy's raising his hand. Tommy, we're going to move to you now.
I want to know how your mean Mercedes didn't win. Like, what the heck? You know, I was going to send you guys the video in the group chat. Like, you know, that Carmelo video where he's like, they don't want us to win. The fans don't want me to win. Like, how didn't your mean Mercedes? And I don't know how I couldn't find that video. I looked for like 20 minutes on YouTube the other night. It was nowhere to be seen. But yeah,
Sure,
I mean,
was
what
it
are we
Melo?
doing? I hope I win this week. We'll see. But
Was it Mello who said that? I don't remember that video. I don't know that video.
oh, you don't remember? It was like the year they went to the Final Four. It was so funny. And he was screaming, they don't want us to win.
Was
try
it 2003? Yeah, obviously 2003. That's the only time he played college basketball.
No, like 2016, like
The Final Four. You mean NBA then?
no, when Syracuse was in the Final Four,
Oh.
Tyler Lydon and all them,
Yeah, that was 16.
he put on Instagram.
Oh. They don't
Carmelo
want-
wasn't playing; he was just reacting to it.
All I'm saying, Akil Baddoo is absolutely lighting up the MLB right now and is showing how good a rookie baseball player can play. And same with your mean Mercedes.
Thank
Nick
you.
Castellanos did not deserve that win. Recount the votes.
All right. Well, while we recount the votes, it's gonna take a little while. Might as well we give our Go of the Week. Mike, you won for now, I guess, since we're recounting the votes. You won, so might as well give your Go of the Week.
Gosh, I mean, I have nothing else to say about Connor. He just whines and complains literally every episode about any topic we talk about, whether it's him losing Go picks, Go of the Week, or the Jets or Zach Wilson or anything like that. So I'll just give my pick for Go of the Week right now.
Hang on.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
what?
You're kidding me. I whine. You forgot about Jason Witten. Go to the number day. He goes, I can't believe I forgot about Jason. I whine. Yeah.
Is that whining? I don't really think that's the definition of whining. But anyways, let me give the winner for Go of the Week this week. He's 100% going to win. Okay. Stephen Curry. He is the baby-faced assassin, averaging 43 points his past 3 games. He passed Wilt Chamberlain for most points in Warriors history back on Tuesday, I think it was. He has only missed 1 free throw his past 3 games. He's averaging over 50% from the field and 50% from 3. There's really nothing else I have to say other than he's leading the Warriors back into contention, and he's averaging 43 points per game on insane efficiency. He's one of the best players in the league, and he's really showing that now. And not to mention, he's averaging like 6.5 assists over the past 3 games as well. All right, Connor, your hand is raised.
Connor,
Mike, I will give you a vote this week. I will give you my vote.
can.
If you can tell me what Stephen Curry's first name is.
I know that.
Wardell. Why was that like a trick question?
I know that too.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Connor, just go.
Connor thought he was a smart ass. Go ahead, Connor.
I apologize for swearing. I'm going to go with the Masters champion, Hideki Matsuyama. He is the first Asian male player to win the Masters tournament. Obviously, there have been Asian female players to win their Masters tournament at Augusta. He played out of his mind. He played such good golf for really 4 days. I mean, the first day was really led by Justin Rose, but Hideki was right there in contention. And then day 3, there was a little rain delay on Saturday, and then he came out and played birdie golf for his last 6 holes. He went 6 under through his last 6 holes. And then on day 4, the final day of the Masters, he just came out and he played so good. He was hitting fairways, and there were rookies and younger players trying to catch up to him. Will Zalatoris, who wound up falling one behind, or Xander Schauffele, who was his playing partner, who came to one back going to 16. And Matsuyama just capitalized on his putts. He put the ball in the fairway. He gave himself easy looks, and he was able to win the Masters tournament. And it gave me goosebumps right now, just how much of a golf fan I am, just to see the ability to have a crowd there on Sunday to witness Hideki Matsuyama win. And I think the highlight of the weekend was after Matsuyama walked off the 18th green and his caddy placed the flag back into the hole and bowed to the course. It showed a lot of class from a great golfer, and he has a whole bunch of stuff coming forward to him throughout his golfing career. So I have to go with Hideki Matsuyama for go of the week. I don't know what's so funny.
You were talking about the crowd like it's like 50,000 people in a stadium like cheering on the like Hideki. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. It was fantastic that he won the Masters, but I thought it was just funny how you were talking like the significance in the crowd when like the average person was like a 60-year-old grandpa.
Mike, do you even watch?
I did watch. I actually did watch some of the Masters.
Dude, we're not 60-year-old grandpas there, dude.
Okay, 60.
I would 100% go to the Masters if I had to take it.
I cannot believe Mike.
I mean, no, the Masters, great ending. I liked watching the third day. I usually just watch the fourth day. Sorry, Connor. I keep doing that. The fourth day. But no, gave Connor goosebumps. Tommy, you were dying laughing. So we're going to throw it to you. Maybe you can keep your composure.
When I laugh, I just, I get going. But no, I mean, it's a tremendous pick. I'm going to go with Carlos Rodon this week.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
Connor,
Jesus, Connor has an attitude today.
Mike, you're bringing it out of me. You know what? Meet me on the sticks. That will be the show 21.
This episode,
I'll show you who's boss.
This episode has turned into a 40-minute episode, so probably like a 50, to be honest. But Tavi, go ahead. Don't let Connor distract you. Just, even cover his picture.
Okay, I'll cover it. So I'm going to go with Carlos Rodon today. Oh, my goodness. What are you doing? So Carlos threw a no-hitter on Thursday night, I believe. And it's the second White Sox double header.
He doesn't even know what the significance of a no-hitter means. How can he be our baseball guy when he doesn't know what a no-hitter versus a double header is?
Please, Connor.
Connor. No, so he threw a no-hitter, which, he almost threw a perfect game. He lost in the 9th inning, hit Roberto Perez on a pitch that hit his back foot, which is unfortunate. So almost had the first perfect game since 2012. Felix Hernandez did that. And, it was a special moment for Carlos for sure and for the White Sox organization. And it's the third no-hitter in Chicago in the past 2 years. Alec Mills had one as well. So, I think I have a good chance this week, but Connor had a great pick. And I don't know about Steph Curry on that one, Mike, but we'll see. Matt, who do you have?
Thank you, Tommy, for throwing it to me. Great pick, Tommy.
Tommy, that's just absolute disrespect. He just passed Wilt Chamberlain. The most points scored in Warriors history.
I think Wardell's great, but I think that this week you got to go with the Masters champion or a guy that threw a no-hitter.
Masters. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay. Are we ready, guys? I feel like I'm teaching like a kindergarten class over here.
I do want to say one thing. Tommy brought me back to a great memory. The 2012 Felix Hernandez. I remember watching that. They had it like on Sports Center or whatever, like his final 6 outs or whatever. It was absolutely incredible. I just wanted to mention Tommy brought me back to a great memory in baseball. So go ahead, Matt.
There we go. All right. So my go of the week is going to be a past winner. I feel like he's won twice. It's not Buddy Boeheim. I know everyone's probably thinking it's Buddy Boeheim. He probably would win anyway, but I'm going to go to Luka Doncic. Talk about a week that this kid has had. Climbing up the MVP ladder. We saw the game April 14th against the Grizzlies, hit that insane buzzer beater. crowd was roaring, you know, the limited capacity crowd, maybe more than the Masters, who knows.
Oh,
and then the Knicks played all right against the Knicks. April 12th against the 76ers, best team in the East, 32 points. Yesterday, talk about that Knicks game, 22 points and 19 assists, 8 rebounds. Just playing such great basketball. I could talk all day, but honestly, you guys have filled so much time that I'm not gonna continue going off that. Connor, great pick. Tommy, great pick. Mike, great pick. But it's got to be Luka Doncic, and I feel like Luka's gonna win because everyone loves Luka Doncic at this point.
I'm convinced that they just don't want me or Tommy to win.
I think so. They don't.
Connor, you won like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but Akil Badu should have won. I will stand by that.
I would not stand by that. I think it's Yermin Mercedes, but
It wasn't Nick Castellanos. I think we can all agree on that.
I agree with that. I rather would have had Akil Badu over Mr. Castellanos.
I mean, nobody's talking about Jared Butler, but I'm not gonna sit here and complain about a little slight loss in my record book. Mike even said, you know, the Jared Butler, it's one game. He didn't say anything about Rodon. That's one game too. So I mean,
we threw a no-hitter. Come on.
The MOP of the Final Four.
Let's be honest. You're picking Luka because that one shot against the Grizzlies. Let's be honest.
He's probably gonna win. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he's probably gonna win because of that one shot against the Grizzlies.
Listen, Luka Doncic. I feel like that's good enough to.
That's obviously a compelling argument for the GOAT Chat audience, but I think that's gonna wrap up today's episode. A lot of arguing. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed us going back and forth with each other. But anyways, as always, like, share, follow, subscribe, interact with the video any way you can. We appreciate all the support, and we'll see you next time.